So I'm here in Lebanon, PA, and I'm here with That Gun Talk, which is a Black owned and operated gun club. And this is the third annual Juneteenth Range Day event. We got some people back there, I don't know if y'all can see them getting it in. I'm out here just capturing some footage. I think he's doing some sort of, I forget how he worded it, but like not a ritual, but some sort of like initiation to bring the community together while we get ready to shoot some guns. I think they said we've got some jujitsu going on out here. So we got jujitsu, gun safety. Right, you can see people setting everything up now. We got a classroom inside. I got the stuff in there charging. We shot a pod out here earlier, which was fun. That was dope. It's where we are. I'm looking forward to the day, so y'all stay tuned. Buckle up. Let's go for the ride.
I think this is the first podcast we've ever done on a live range. Hey family, it's Jarrell Crew with That Gun Talk here in Lebanon, PA. We're here celebrating our Juneteenth event. It's about bringing forth the community and people in the community to come out and learn about firearm safety. This is a family fun day. If you're not here, you should be here. And this range is set up out here. You see how wonderful this range is out here?
Why do you think gun safety, tactical safety, stuff like that, why do you think that's important?
You know, you just look at the statistics, you look at what you see on television, what's going on in the community. It's a big issue. Yes, we know people own firearms, but you gotta learn and understand the safety and respect the tools. When you learn to respect something, you have a sense of greater commitment to that. Our thing is being safe, understanding what you can and can't do. That's what's gonna be the most important thing. So I'm glad to educate our people on those things.
Are you one of the instructors too?
Yes, sir.
So how long you been training?
20 years.
Do you feel some sense of like empowerment or like some sense of like peace, just knowing that you got the capacity to defend yourself?
For me, it's always about being able to defend our families and people that we care about. And it's always about Black people, period. Full stop. Beyond that, there are some humans that deserve alliance and assistance as well. But my primary concern is about my community, my family, my community, my people, period.
I've heard people call themselves advanced beginners, and I get it. I get it. Always trying to master those fundamentals.
Knowing that you got the skills to be able to protect yourself, does that give you a sense of peace, or does this mean more to you than just like knowing how to shoot, know how to protect yourself? Do you feel like you're doing the community a service?
Well, I do. Yeah, I mean, I don't just feel that way, but through participating in That Gun Talk, we're actually out in the community talking about safety, giving away gun locks, trying to help people become proficient, give them pathways to really low cost, if not free training. So it is a service. It's something, it is a service. One of the reasons why I became an instructor was to serve the people.
It's about our people, because one thing we know for sure, two things we know for certain. If it ever goes down, whether it's politically, Armageddon, we just had the COVID take place. We saw what happened. People were running in droves to gun shops to try to buy firearms, and they found themselves in lines, shortages. We have to be prepared. This is about preparedness, not just for firearms and self-defense, but food. We need to be able to communicate. We need to be able to pool our resources so that we can survive. So at the end of the day, it's about survival.
I'm the National Director of Women's Outreach for Gun Owners of America, and we're a national gun rights advocacy organization that lobbies for your protection of your Second Amendment rights and also protects it on the state level as well.
Are there a lot of women in the industry?
It's a significant bump of women who are becoming gun owners and therefore also becoming leaders in the gun industry. So I've been in the Second Amendment space for the last almost 10 years now, but I was pretty new. I never shot a gun or anything like that. I got in it because I'm a survivor of sexual violence, and I wanted to defend other women. And you know what? Actually, 70% of the women that are new gun owners are buying guns because of self-defense. So just the last couple years alone, from 2019 to 2021, during COVID, we got 8 million new gun owners, and of those 8 million new gun owners, we have 48% of those women are women. And so there's a huge increase of women who are becoming gun owners, and they're becoming more of the population of gun owners.
I got into firearms during the pandemic.
After the pandemic, I basically started to look up firearm safety. From firearm safety, I started to realize how important it was to know what you're doing and having the understanding of what it is. From firearm safety and fundamentals, I became an instructor. So I would say around 2018 to 2024 is my length in time of actually being a firearm instructor and taking, well, not a firearm instructor, getting into the firearm space and then taking it seriously from then.
I'm brand new today. Today to be the first time I'm ever shooting a gun or anything.
Oh,
like that.
nice.
So
Congratulations.
we appreciate it, man. So what you got there? Like, what do you, is that like your favorite pistol or that just use at the range?
This is my old trusty. This is my venerable Glock 17.
Okay.
It's you know, it's the first gun I ever bought, and it's the one that anytime somebody wants to learn to shoot, after they try out a few shots with 22, I'm like, if you get your hands on this, then you'll be fine. Because most of the pistols that people want are modeled after the Glock at this point anyway. So there'll be some slight differences, but it's just a good thing to learn on. So not my favorite, but you know, it's old trusty.
It works,
Has
man.
never failed me.
It affects the community now, but you know, given it, you know, a 20-year or 50-year sort of like long-term view, how do you think taking these steps today affects the community 20, 30, 40 years from now?
So I thank you for asking that question. I also believe that this will help to empower that future generation by educating and training them on the right things. No longer are we doing things on the side. We're going to do the right things. So I think this is going to really empower the future generation. If we can catch them while they're young now and train them the right way and give them a healthy respect for the firearm, I think the future generation is going to be in good hands.
Is there any sort of like a difficult learning curve? Like, is there like bad habits you gotta break?
Your safety. Most of the time, that's it. Where you point your muzzle,
Okay.
that's a bad habit, and crack your trigger finger is another bad habit.
Appreciate y'all, man, for
Yes,
being
sir,
leaders
bro.
of the community
It-
and
it's-
protectors, man.
Hey man, it's a thankless job, but somebody gotta do it.
1000%.
Yes, sir.
After the pandemic is when I started looking at like YouTube videos, you know what I mean, seeing stuff like that. And to be honest, specifically, people that look like us. That I kind of want that home cooking. You know what I mean?
Yes, sir.
So did you sort of like take more steps to become a trainer because you enjoyed it so much? Like you got a sense of peace, a sense of empowerment from knowing how to protect yourself?
That was one aspect of it, but the other aspect was not seeing a lot of instructors that look like us. But not only not seeing a lot of instructors that look like us, it was more so being able to get the information to our community. I don't think a lot of us understand the importance of firearm safety or proper gun handling. Just the knowledge. There's a lot of knowledge behind it, and it's a lifestyle. So I wanted to, be a buffer or a medium between people who are unfamiliar with firearms and get them into the lifestyle of firearms because of how drastically it changed my life. I was like, listen, our people need this information, and hopefully it'll stop a lot of the nonsense that goes on in our community. So that's the reason I did it.
Because I was asking the lady over there, and she was just saying like knowledge is power. Like a lot of people don't get into it because of not ignorance, like they ignorant, but like because they got preconceived notions of like what it means to own a gun and stuff like that. But like once you have the knowledge and the training, you sort of see how it fits into your life. You know what I mean?
It demystifies all the uncertainty and the things that you may think that you see from movies, that you get from stuff like GTA. We was talking about that earlier. It's like my son is out here, he's 5 years old, and I bring him out to these events so he can see the right way of how firearms are supposed to be handled. He's not gonna get it from TV. He's not getting it from Grand Theft Auto and things that display firearms in a negative way. He's getting a proper understanding of it, and to kill that curiosity.
What do you think some of the misconceptions are that can hold people back from getting into this type of training?
Simple fact. People believe that, guns are bad. The gun doesn't just jump off the table and shoot people. It takes someone to do that. So I guess because the way the firearm's been used in the community so much, it strikes fear on the people.
Right.
But when you're responsible, a gun owner, and when you understand gun safety and education, it kind of takes that fear away. So the misconception is that guns are bad when guns are not bad.
Right.
Right. Guns have always been in our culture, always.
I mean, the first time I had someone even like come under my, take me under their wing, you're like, hey, let me help you out. I know you're talking about gun rights, but let me help you out learn how to shoot. Like it was hard for me because for what I saw growing up was every time you saw somebody with a firearm, you always saw on TV was a bad guy, right? Never anybody that was on the good side, never not news or anything. So it was scary for me because I didn't know the mechanics of the gun. They don't teach you, how it actually works. But once I learned more about the mechanics and the tools, that empowered me through the knowledge of it, and that helped me get over my fear to be able to start learning how to shoot.
Who would you love to have, past or present or a historical figure to just spend a day with training, shooting guns like that? Who would that person be?
Wow. I'm going to say my man, Bass Reeves.
Okay.
Let's take it to Bass Reeves.
Do you know why? Any particular reason?
He was one of the baddest cowboys out there.
Got you.
Right? And he had mad respect in the community.
That'd be dope.
So, Bass Reeves.
Another thing is when it comes to our community not having that understanding, we tend to use it in the wrong way. We tend to use it in the negative light, like how it's displayed on TV and, unfortunately in rap videos and movies, etc. So when you do it the right way, when you surround yourself with people who understand firearm safety, who understand, the legalities, like people like GOA and That Gun Talk, Alarm Protection Group, Tactical Precision, myself, you edify yourself, and that changes the game for you.
Like for any community to thrive, I think there has to be a sense of security and protection. Like you can't be vulnerable because things happen. So like, is that one of the understandings you already had?
So one of the things that I'm into outside the firearms is I'm into like growing food and planting and farming. Long story short, it's all about being self-sufficient, right? And I always, I moved from New York to Philadelphia, and in Philadelphia there's a lot of urban farmers.
Right.
And if we have food, if we create anything that we create, whatever it may be, there needs to be some sort of protection for it. And if you're gonna protect, you have to protect what you build. You have to protect. Any nation has its own defense, and within our community, we need a sense of defense. So, one of my goals was to basically change the mindset of the youth, so they understand that you can, if you're into firearms, you can use firearms to protect your community, protect your family, protect your loved ones. Instead of just being a menace to society. You could be a productive member of society and still carry, and still be, an average citizen that knows how to do the right thing. And also you can you can make it a career. You can become an instructor. You can become an armed agent. You can join law enforcement and police your own communities to mitigate all the police brutalities and the things that we don't like within the community. So for me, this is what firearms did for me, where it's like, it's not only something that you use to protect yourself, but you can use it as a career to make money, to support your family and be a provider. So
a lot of people think that like gun training is just guns, but it's actually more layers to that. It's like situational awareness.
Yes.
You had the forget, it's sort of like a tier system. It was like red light, green light, or something like that.
Yes.
Can you break that down a little bit, or sort of basically like if someone's like thinks that if I come here, I'm just gonna be shooting guns all day.
Yeah.
What is like the real gist of like?
See, here's the thing: the firearm is the last resort.
Mm-hmm.
So you'll be surprised to know that we teach the firearm comes out as a last resort, and that's important because that's going to play big in the legal system if something should happen. The firearm has to be used as a last resort. So people think they're going to come and just learn to shoot, and just no. We're not about just shoot, and things of that nature. We're about actually understanding how to shoot. Yes, being accurate as you can, as possible, training you so muscle memory kicks in. But we want you to be smart legally. Okay, so that's one of the big reasons.
Some people think that if they get in a scuffle or get in a situation that they'll just be able to like handle themselves. And if you can, more power to you. But like the reality is there's a reason why you need training, because certain things happen biologically when you get into a real situation. What are, I guess, a couple of things you can pinpoint of why it's important to train so that if you get in a situation, you're prepared for it?
Yeah, see, it's very important to understand. First of all, when you're training, you want to train like you fight, right? So that's going to be important. Standing at shooting at a stagnant target, that's nothing. That's nothing. I mean, that's not real life.
Right.
So we want to learn and train as close to real life as possible. Like today, for instance, we're doing a challenge on the range where you have your hands in the ice cold bucket
Okay.
of ice. Right, because we know that in situations when stress arise, in those type of situations, God forbid you had to defend your life.
Right.
Well, you're not going to be calm. You're not going to be normal. Your adrenaline and endorphins are going to be flowing through your body.
Right.
Right. All the blood's going to pull to your major organs of your body.
Right.
What's going to go cold? The hands and your feet.
That's a
so
dope
now
technique.
we're going to put the hands in ice
Right.
for 30 seconds. Right, and then we're going to have you come out of there
And
load your
operate.
firearm, operate, and make the shot.
That's dope. That's
Bring
dope.
you close to real life.
Right.
That's what's important, to get you
Right.
the feel of real life. If you don't train, you think you would be good, but it's the opposite.
Right.
It's the exact opposite.
Right.
Knowledge is power, man. That's all I gotta say. Knowledge is power. At the end of the day, if you can get over that fear through the knowledge, that's going to help benefit you in any circumstance. Whether you never fire a gun ever in the future, at least you're more empowered to be able to and knowledgeable to know that you don't have to fear that tool, because it's a tool, and in the right person's hands, it can be used to defend your life instead of completely being defenseless and not having a way to defend yourself if you have to use it. So I would just say, at the end of the day, just go through it to be knowledgeable about firearms, but even more so, be able to utilize a tool that could save your life one day.
As far as being a member of the 2A community, the black 2A community, not to separate it from any other space, but what it does is it does create a sense of, like, I'm not the only one.
Right.
I have a literally a family that understands what I'm going through, understands the nuances of this space, and again, it strengthens your understanding and makes you come to events like these where like, listen, I see my people, I feel comfortable. We can include everyone else, but as long as we're here and we're strong within this space, there's nothing better than that. Like I said, I bring my family to these events because I know it's a safe environment. We take firearm safety seriously. There's no cutting corners, and once you understand the lifestyle change, it's an amazing thing.
Do you have a favorite pistol? Something that you suggest, like if a lady's getting into it, is there like a certain gun ladies should start with, or like?
I would say the common advice a lot of women unfortunately get is that because they're smaller in frame, that they need a smaller frame firearm. I actually think that's opposite of what you really need, because you're a smaller frame, I think you need something that's more substantial. Because our hands are smaller, we need something that's going to absorb the recoil and not be so snappy. So I would say a lot of people would think that it's better to get a smaller gun. Ladies, get the gun that fits your hand. That means go to the range, try it out. That's something you gotta do for yourself.
But I just wanted to give you your flowers and say that, man, like in our community, in our tribe, yes, every community has like quote unquote leaders, like sort of like somebody that has a lot of pull or influence to get like, sort of like move the needle.
Yeah.
But I think it's also vital and important for our community, for the community to be leaders.
Yes.
Right? Because we know different things that have happened over history.
Yes.
We got one leader, they take the leader out. Now the people like sort of like shuffling to be like, who's the next leader?
Right.
But I think it's important that we realize that like we're a leader of our households.
Yes.
So like when people look at you, yeah, you may not be Julius Malema or like Barack. I'm just choosing people now. Barack Obama.
Yes.
But that's irrelevant. We need leaders like you every day to be leaders of households and to create more leaders, so that you can't just take somebody out and then we starting from scratch, right? I think the spirit of training and stuff like that has to be in all of us. So I wanted to give you your flowers and say thank you for protecting the community and creating leaders, man. And then last but not least, how can people sort of like get in contact with you or like start training or whatever?
Yes, definitely. You can go to our website, www.thatguntalk.com, to reach out to us on the website. Have our trainings on there as well, so you can find us on there. Even how to join our gun club is on there as well. We're on Instagram, That Gun Talk, Facebook, That Gun Talk. So yeah, look us up, man. We're here for the community. We're here to just be family. It's important. Our tagline will always be, "We're stronger together."
Simple as that, man.
Yes, sir.
Boom.
Boom.
Appreciate you, man. Dap you up. Boom. Good stuff. Good stuff.